looking at? No, seriously. What are you looking at? Stop staring. Welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Critics. I am Eric.
I am Tony. Today on 3 Minute Critics, we're going to be reviewing the film Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yes, we are.
Rated PG. How did it get a PG rating? What was PG about that?
Well, we'll have to dig into that.
We will. Yeah. Starring Ben Schwartz as Sonic. He was the voice of Sonic.
Sonic, yeah.
James Marsden.
Yeah, he's in
and Jim Carrey.
I've heard of him.
Directed by Jeff Fowler.
And let me tell you a little bit about what this movie is about. After discovering a small, blue, very, very fast hedgehog, a small town police officer must help it defeat an evil genius who wants to do experiments on it. Shall we discuss this film?
Yes,
Let's put 3 minutes on the clock, as we always do on 3 Minute Critics. And Tony, what did you think of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I used to play this game.
I did too.
On this
ton of fun.
Sega system.
You nailed that.
Thank you. That was my favorite part, turning it on.
What key is that in? Okay.
I don't know. And I far preferred playing the game to watching this film.
Tell me why.
I mean, it was, kids... movies that are made for kids.
Spit it out,
That's
man.
one way to say it.
Yes, movies that are made for kids.
Don't need to be bad.
No.
In fact, we have many examples.
Tons of great ones.
In the last 10 years that are phenomenal. I
Very
mean,
true.
all of the Pixar films,
those rank way up there.
Despicable Me. There's so many wonderful kids' films that they should have seen this script and thrown it away and started over.
Yeah, they should have seen this script and run as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog does, like rolled up in a ball and just rolled away.
I'm going to agree with that.
There's just, it doesn't need to be this canned and this predictable.
So predictable, completely predictable.
So you get
there was almost nothing about even there was a little bit of the scatological humor that you see in a lot of kids' films, and even that they didn't do very well.
I mean, the whole setup is pretty good. Sonic has to leave his home, and he winds up on Earth, but then he's not intending on staying on Earth forever. But then, all these one thing after another. But it's like so. And then the scene in the bar is so
stupid. It's a bad Gremlins.
Who's not going to think that it's a hedgehog?
Okay, but wait a minute. What did you think of the way Sonic looked? I thought it was bad because he looked so much like a cartoon.
Wasn't really true to the video game. No, really.
The video game was much better.
Yeah, clearly.
Now Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's in this film.
Let's talk about Jim Carrey, yes.
And I feel like he's trying, but I also feel like Jim Carrey is capable of far, far more.
They didn't give Jim Carrey...
No, they gave him nothing.
Jim Carrey lights up just about everything he does. And he was trying to be Jim Carrey in this. I think they needed to let him go completely over the top. Kind of like he is at the very end where he's really nutso at the very...
You don't really get that.
I want to unleash Jim Carrey. Let him do his thing.
Jim
and they
Carrey.
Just didn't.
You can do anything with Jim Carrey. And like you said, they didn't unleash him at all.
No.
In fact, he seems quite tame.
James Marsden did he did a fine job with what they gave him to do.
The script was so bad.
It was. At the end of the day, that is really...
You can't do anything with that script. I mean, it's the most inane comedy.
If you can't bring a story to life with Jim Carrey in it, then something was wrong with the story to begin
All
with.
the setups are terrible. Like you said, the scene at the bar, oh my God. It was so hackneyed.
I mean, there's suspension of disbelief, but then there's this. Do you say hacky?
Hackneyed.
Like hackneyed.
Hackneyed.
I think you said like hacky
As
Saturday.
in trite or overused.
Speaking of trite and overused, that's our car horn. It's needed right now because that means that is the end of this review. But now we need to rate this sucker.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that on a scale of 5 stars, and Eric will start it off.
Yeah, not much. Not much. You've got a really canned, predictable, not interesting script. This one should have definitely stayed a video game. You have Jim Carrey in this who just let him shine and don't hold him back.
Yeah, they should have just let him go.
Let him loose, let him off the leash. Mm-hmm. And they didn't. And this just wasn't very good for a kid's movie or just a regular movie. I give this 1.5 stars out of 5. Tony, your thoughts?
Yes, as I said, children's movies should be graded and assessed and critiqued on the same level and same scale that we look at films that are intended for adults. There's no reason that a movie that's intended for children should be crap, and that's exactly what this was. You've got Jim Carrey. Use him. What is wrong with you? I mean, even if they had that script, they should have just said, why don't you just do a bunch of stuff? And it would have been much more entertaining.
Do anything.
I think this film was even worse than Eric graded it. I give it 1 star out of 5.
Yeah, I do not blame you for that.
Thank you,
And
sister.
Thank you, brother. We are going to wrap this one up. We thank you for watching. We would like you to watch more of our wonderful movie reviews. You could do so.
You can.
By subscribing right up here.
Watch where you're pointing, sister.
Okay, well, you watch what you're doing over there, buddy. And until next time, we are the 3-Minute Critics.
Thank you
very much.
Sonic the Crazy Hedgehog.